Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. So last week we covered till 28th sloka of Bhagavad Gita, fifth chapter. Okay, very quick review. So we covered till now the foundational slides. Then we got into the details of like why the war was inevitable in the Kurukshetra field, and how Pandavas and Kauravas been assembled, and Krishna giving instructions to Arjuna when the war was about to begin. At the time, Arjuna was like a declined to fight, and he's giving five reasons. Okay, compassion on a bodily platform, and he sees like no enjoyment from the results, and he's fearful of sinful reaction. Then he's thinking like a destruction of the family tradition. Then he's unable to take any decision. Like so, the reason he's surrendering to Krishna from the friendly form to the disciple form. Okay, so then Krishna hears till now the queries of Arjuna, and he is starts speaking about all the things like all the yoga in the second chapter. Second chapter is like a contents of the Gita summarized. So the first he is talking about the Sankhya philosophy, which is analytical study of body and matter, body and spirit. Okay, where body is perishable and the soul is imperishable. So soul is eternal. Like this is how he is giving the whole details of the body and soul in the Sankhya philosophy. Then he is elevating Arjuna into Karma Kanda. Like as a Kshatriya, your duty is like to fight. So fight on it. Like okay, so that is how he is influencing. You have to do our karma. So you can't escape from the karma. So please do your karma. If you get the result, if you win the war, you will get a earthly kingdom. If you lose, you will get the heavenly kingdom. So that is how like he is influencing Arjuna to fight, do your karma, get the result. Then he is just elevating him like into the Buddhi Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga, where just you do the work, you will get the result, but surrender those results to me so that you will not get any attachment to it, and you will not get any sinful reaction, and you don't need to take birth in this material world again. Okay, that is how he is influencing. Then Arjuna having a query like how the symptoms of a self-realized soul. Okay, how he walk, how he talk, how he carry himself in this material world. So for that, like he is explaining, he will be like a free from all the dualities. Okay, he will not have any material sense pleasure. Okay, then he will control his senses, and he will have a good taste for the devotional service. Then he is saying, okay, Krishna says, one who is not connected to Krishna consciousness or devotional service, they will not be able to have any steady mind, and they will not have any peace. Since they don't have the peace, they can never experience the happiness. So this is how Krishna ending the second chapter. Then the third chapter, Arjuna having a query, how it would be possible, like, okay, which is better, work in the Buddhi Yoga or the fruitive activities, like, hey, the devotional service or fruitive activities. Krishna says, okay, it is not the tyaga of work, it is tyaga of the results of the work. Okay, that is how Krishna giving the details about it is not tyaga of the work or the sannyasa of the work. It is sannyasa in the work. Okay, you do the work, you will get the result, and you do like okay, you surrender those results so that you will not get any sinful reaction. So then he is saying, okay, King Janaka, like he was not having any work. Sorry, he set the example for the future generation by performing the right work. Even as Krishna, like I don't need to do any work, but I am doing the work like to set the right example for the future generation. So that is how he is saying how that Varnashama Dharma being created, and how he request Arjuna to follow that Varnashama Dharma. Okay. And then Varna and Ashrama, it is based upon Guna and Karma, not by birth. Okay, this is what we've seen. Then the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, like a 3.30, he says, Mai Sarvani Karmani, Sanyas Adhyatma Chetasaga, Nirasir Nirmamo Bhutva, Yuddhayasa Vigada Jwara. So he's saying, okay, as a Kshatriya, free from lethargy, like a please fight, stand up, and don't have any attachment. Okay, that's how he's saying. By doing that, you will not have any bondage, and you will attain the perfection. Okay, then Arjuna having a query how it is possible, like okay, knowing all these things, still we are doing a lot of sinful action. So why and how we are doing that? Then he's saying, Krishna saying, it is lust only, Arjuna. So anything which is not connected to Krishna, if we aim to achieve it, then it uh, it results it is considered as like a lust. When the lust is fulfilled, it becomes greed. When the lust is unfulfilled, it becomes anger. Okay, calm, krodh, and mada matsarya, like likewise, that connection will be there, correct? So then he's saying, okay, control that lust, the insatiable lust at the very early stage. How in the early stage? You have to curb like by controlling the senses, mind, intelligence, which is covering the soul's intelligence. Okay. Uh, okay, so that is how he is saying like we have to control. Rather than control, it is engaging because we can't control the senses. We have to engage rather than from the material activities, but to the devotional activities. Okay, but while engaging, it is possible to do the devotional service in a perfect manner. Then fourth chapter, like it is called a transcendental knowledge. The third chapter name is Karma Yoga, and the fourth chapter is like a transcendental knowledge where Krishna says, this transcendental knowledge I explained to sun god Vivaswan, and from Vivaswan to Manu, and Manu to Ikshvaku. Okay, over a period of time, like this disciplic succession or the knowledge been broken, and whenever there is a decline in religious practice and the predominant irreligion, I will appear millennium after millennium to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants, like yada yada dharmasya Glanidbhavati Bharata, Paritranayam Sadhunam. So these two slokas, like he establishing his authority. Then like, Arjuna was having query, like how is it possible? You are explaining to me, sun god is very old. Then how I can understand? Then Krishna again establishing his authority. Both you and me taken the life. You remember only current life, but I remember the past, present, and the future of all the living entities. So then he says, if you don't want to take material birth, then you have to do like a janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naitimam etiso arjuna. So janma and karma, Lord's appearance as well as his activities, pastime, which is nothing but like a the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hear that and experience it, explain to others. By doing that, you will not take birth in this material world again. Like that is how he's establishing his authority. Then he says like a Varnashrama Dharma why he created, and for each Varna and Ashrama, what is the degree of surrender, like what are the activities to surrender. So that he explains. Then he's talking about action, inaction, and forbidden action, which is karma, akarma, and vikarma. Okay. Then he says, okay, different type of all these sacrifices. By using that sacrifice, we need to attain the supreme abode. How we can attain? By controlling our mind, senses, and intelligence. Okay, so this is how he is ending the chapter 4, and then he says chapter 5, which is called Karma Yoga Action in Krishna Consciousness. So again, the third chapter, same how Arjuna starts the question, the similar way like he is asking here, which is better. the Nishkama Karma Yoga or the sannyasa in the work. Then Krishna says both will attain the same result, but uh, the time taken to attain via the Jnana Marg, okay, Jnana Marg or via this particular renunciation of the work or renunciation in the work will take more time. But a devotion service, like we can reach the abode easily. That is how we saw the analogy, like okay, how going from one floor to 100th floor by using lift or by using steps. By using lift is like it is fast and it is assured like a quicker we can reach the destination, and we don't need to suffer too much. But at the same time, that is equal to like a doing devotion service. Same time, if we want to go via steps, then it is nothing but like a doing the renunciation in the work. Okay, what is that jnana yoga? Yeah, I got very good understanding from one of the acharya. So he says, uh, devotional services. Okay, if someone says, please chant and please do this, like okay, a service to the guru and gauranga, then we will do like a, we will accept that as a okay, these acharyas followed it, and let me do that, let me have that trust, and let me do that. So that is what devotional service. But jnana marg or the renunciation or sannyasa, what it does is like they have to go through, they have to experience it. They will go through each and every uh, thing mentioned in the Shastra. And it is like, okay, a theory knowledge and experiment knowledge, correct? Theory knowledge is it has been said, it has been proven, and you follow it. That is the theory knowledge. But in the practical knowledge is no, 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 I will not accept that theory. Let me go through myself. Let me experience it. Let me put effort. Let me experience it. If I satisfy, then I will follow. This time taken for this task will be more, correct? We have to go through a lot of struggle. We don't know like whether it would be possible to complete that destination or not, reach that destination or not. So the time taken is longer, and the effort needed is so much. And in the meanwhile, like okay, while processing it, it may happen anything. We may get to experience anything. So the reason like the jnana marg or the renunciation of the work is not prescribed in this yuga, in this Kali Yuga, because in this Kali Yuga, like okay, already men lives are like a very very short, correct? In the Satya Yuga, how much time the common living people will live, living being? Foundational
Above
slice.
1 lakh year.
1 lakh year. Very, very good, Prabhu. Kali Yuga, sorry, Satya Yuga, the the time for Satya Yuga is like a 4,32,000 into four times. But each living entity will live for 1 lakh years. Then in the Dwapara Yuga, Prabhu,
Above 10,000.
yeah, it is reduced to 10,000. In the no, Prabhu, in the Treta Yuga, it is 10,000. In the
Yeah,
Dwapara Yuga,
Dwapara 1,000
1,000.
only.
Okay. Then in the Kali Yuga, in the Kali Yuga, it was 100. But as
100
we
years.
progress, like now we see very hardly like someone touching 100, correct? Now it is like a 60, 65, 50. Then it will be reduced to like a 20, 15 also at the end of the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, like a 4,32,000 years. We are just on the start of Kali Yuga, 5,500 years, like a odd years, correct? Still long way to go. In this time itself, like we are unable to survive, correct? Like a very very tough to survive. So very very self uh, focused, and too much like okay, attention to unwanted things, Okay, lust, greed, anger, cheating, everything like a predominant in this Kali Yuga. So our businesses like a to go back to the Godhead in this lifetime. We don't know after we die, like if we didn't practice devotion service, and we don't know like a what position we will be taking in another next life, based upon it will be calculated based upon our karma. So we have to do that devotional service. So he is explaining here like how that Nishkama Karma Yoga perform activity by just like controlling or the engaging the senses, mind, intelligence into the Krishna consciousness. Okay, with the detachment to the results of the work, fruits of the work. Okay, so then the three doers he is saying, okay, the soul, super soul, and the material world, correct? Soul desires, super soul sanctions, and the material world, like being the agent to fulfill that. What is the super soul like in every one of the living entity?
Paramatma.
Paramatma, which Vishnu form it is
Prabhu,
represented?
Hero.
Kshirodakshaya Vishnu Prabhu.
Kshirodakashai Vishnu. Very, very good. Okay. It is represented from the Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So that is the reason, like I humbly request to everyone, please go through the foundational slides and be thorough, like in that particular thing, because that slides will give us like the whole perspective of why to do the devotional service, how to do the devotional service, and what is the reason for us to do the devotional service. Okay. Hare Krishna. So then comes like okay, he's explaining about the Ashtanga Yoga, which is the liberation through like okay, the focusing one's consciousness on the super soul. So this is where like we picked up a very nice discussion last week. Is yoga is possible or like a how to do the yoga? So that is where we said like a yama niyama. The Ashtanga Yoga requires like a eight principle: yama niyama asana pranayama pratyahara dharana, then samadhi, like it will go to the samadhi stage. Okay, it is not about the modern yoga, like it teaches if you you get attracted to any object, okay, aim or concentrate on that object, and you will be able to like okay have a peaceful day. That is not what the real yoga is. They call like okay the whatever yoga, very very contaminated like a yoga principles. That is not what Krishna suggested. Like okay, he suggests the yoga is nothing but linking oneself to the supreme. So it has to connect to the supreme, then only it is real yoga. Otherwise it is like a bogey or like okay all the fake yogas that shouldn't be encouraged at all. Okay, that we saw. Then we are going to see now the peace formula on the platform of liberation, which is the last sloka of fifth chapter. So which is very very important sloka. Okay, Hare Krishna. So 28 to 27 to 28, like this is what we see. Shutting all external sense object, keeping the eyes and vision like a concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths like a within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendentalist aiming to at liberation becomes free from desire, free anger. It is not only concentrating, we have to get free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is in that state is certainly liberated. What is the liberation? What is the meaning of liberation? He has to get away from this material world, this birth, cycle of birth and death. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. From that entanglement, we have to get away. That is what liberation means. Okay. Then the 29th, till now, any doubt? Okay. Let's dive into 5.29. Very, very important sloka. Please hear properly. Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhurdam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantim nigacchati. The same shantim we have seen in one another chapter. Let me see who says this one. How to attain peaceness, or like, okay, who will attain the peace? We have seen in one another chapter till now, like a from 1 to 5. So we need to connect. Okay. That's in second chapter. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata santir asantasya kutastukam. Okay. So the Shanti, like a how he will get the Shanti. Shanti means like, okay, the peace, correct? So Bhoktara means the beneficiary. Okay, Yajna Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam, Nyatma Mam Santim Richadi. So, uh, in a banking environment, okay, there would be a benefactor and there would be a beneficiary, correct? Beneficiary, okay, if I open the account in the bank, okay, I am the beneficiary who is like taking the service from them, and who is the benefactor? Benefactor is like at the bank because he is giving the money which I stored, or like which I deposited, correct? So beneficiary I, and the benefactor is bank. Okay, that is in real scenario. If I give some donation to others, okay, I am the benefactor, and that whomsoever receiving the donation is the beneficiary, correct? But in Krishna consciousness, the benefactor and the beneficiary is Krishna only. How is it possible? Benefactor. Who is a benefactor? Who has that net worth, or like, okay, who has that wealth? He is a benefactor. We all know everything belongs to Krishna. Okay. So in that case, he is the benefactor. How is it possible like he can be a beneficiary? Because whatever activity we do it to please Krishna or Vishnu, correct? We do it as a sacrifice. How that sacrifice has to be performed? Either like it can be a fire sacrifice, it can be like, okay, the chanting sacrifice, Harinam Sankirtan, or Kirtan, whatever we are doing. All these things, or reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, or like a Bhagavad Gita books, or taking this class, or like a taking the reading the sloka, or taking like a kids classes. All those things are like, okay, it is a it is an activity which is to please Krishna. That is a sacrifice. In that sacrifice, who is the benefactor and beneficiary? Benefactor also Krishna, beneficiary also Krishna. To whom we are doing? The bank is giving the loan to the individual, to me, correct? So then I am the beneficiary, Krishna is the benefactor. If we are doing the puja to Krishna, who is the benefactor? We can't say, okay, I am doing the sacrifice, I the benefactor. No, we don't own anything in this world. Nothing belongs to us. So in that fact, we are getting it from Krishna and we are giving to Krishna. So the benefactor and the beneficiary is same. If someone understand this, then they will get the peace. Okay. Why? Because they have to they have to think that, or that is a reality. They have to understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, not to me alone, not for India alone, not for like this universe alone. He is the universal boss for everything created in this material world. Okay, that is very very important to understand. So if you understand that, then and why we have to understand that man, because he is the well wisher for everyone. He is sugurdam sarva bhutanam. Probably I will be having some friends, others I will consider as like a not friends, or someone as the enemy. Whenever like a tiger comes in front of us, like a definitely we can't see this as a friend. We will be see that as a enemy or like a attacker, correct? But Krishna For Krishna, everyone, being an atheist, or if you say like, "Yeah, I don't believe in God," but still he is a friend of that particular guy also. Is a Sugurdam. Sugurdam means like a friendship, okay? Sugurdam Sarva Bhutanam. It is not only Sugurdam for Sugurdam for like a one set of people, or only Sugurdam for humans. No. The Sugurdam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the well wisher for everyone. Okay. Sugurdam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatvam Mam Shantim Rigachadi. Okay. If one understand this, then they will get the peace in their life. They will have the happiness in their life. Any doubt in this sloka? And who is not only the Supreme Lord for this universe, he is Supreme Lord for entire planets and like all the demigods, and he is a benefactor for and well wisher for everyone. Any doubt? Because this sloka has to be remembered all the time. This 5.29, whenever you are in not in peaceful mood, or you are in a very very distressed state, please remember this sloka, because this sloka will give us charge, uh, required boost, like okay, to do the our activity, material and spiritual activity. Anyone can recite this sloka? I will recite one more time because this is a very very important sloka. Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram sugurdam sarvabhutanam Nyatva mam santim gachati. Any volunteer to recite?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hi. Sorry. I just joined a little late today. If you do not mind, can you just repeat the meaning of the sloka for me
Yeah,
just
yeah.
once time?
Okay, very good. I will repeat, Maji. Anyone can recite now this sloka?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
yes, Mataji.
भोक्तारं यज्ञत्पसां सर्वलोकामहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मा शान्तिमृच्छति.
Okay, very good. One more time I will repeat, Maji. Then I will ask someone else also to repeat. Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram Sugurdam sarvabhutanam Nyatva mam shantim nigacchati. So, this is a very, very important sloka, Mataji. Okay, this is 5.29. This is the last sloka in this chapter. Okay, fifth chapter. So, in a banking environment, okay, if I hold one account, okay, I deposit the money, and so I will be considered by the bank as a beneficiary. Okay, the bank is a benefactor. Okay, because bank is lending the service to me, so bank is holding all the money, so bank is a benefactor and I am the beneficiary. I am getting fulfilled my request like a, by the bank, so I am getting the service from the bank. I am the beneficiary and the bank is the benefactor, like he is providing the service to me. He has wealthier money, like he is providing the service. So this beneficiary and benefactor is very very important. Okay, if I donate some money to someone, okay, I am the benefactor because I give the money to them and they are getting benefited. Okay, so they are the beneficiary. In this concept, everyone understood? This is very, very important. Okay, so but in the devotional service, the benefactor is Krishna, beneficiary also Krishna. How is it possible? Because I am doing the service, I am doing the sacrifice, correct? Like if I do any puja, can I say, okay, I am doing it for Krishna, I am the benefactor and Krishna is the beneficiary? No, it is not. Because benefactor is how it is Krishna, because Everything belongs to Krishna. We own nothing, correct? We do not own anything in this material world. Everything, start from the water we consume or like air we breathe, correct? The the place where we stay or the clothes where what we wear, everything, anything and everything belongs to Krishna. Okay, that is the reason he is the benefactor. Then we are doing the service to Krishna, so he is the beneficiary. If someone understands this in every day of practical life, plus why we have to consider Krishna as a beneficiary and Krishna as a benefactor, because he is Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is not the Supreme Lord for only India or only US or like only Dubai. No, he is Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the He's the supreme lord for all the demigods, all the planets. Like you take anything and everything. Krishna is the supreme lord. That we have covered it in the foundational slides also. Why Krishna only been called as a supreme lord, a supreme personality of Godhead? Well, he is the he's possess all the six opulences, which is fame. We can easily remember that like a FORBES, correct? Popes. F represents fame. O represents opulence. Okay. R represents renunciation. B represents beauty. What is the meaning of Krishna? It is all attractive. Okay. B represents beauty. E represents education, which is knowledge. S represents strength. We have covered this like in detail. So that is the reason only Krishna can be called as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he possesses all the six opulences at all the time in full. Someone may be like, okay, possessing the beauty, but they may not be strength. They may not be strong, correct? But Krishna possesses all these things in full all the time. That is the reason only Krishna can be called as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so he is a Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Then he is Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam. He is not the well-wisher only for human being or only for animals, only for like okay, sadhus. No, he is the Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam. He is even the well-wisher for atheist also. One who says, okay, there is Lord is not there. For them also, he is a well-wisher because he doesn't discriminate. He doesn't differentiate. Okay, he is my devotee, he is non-devotee. No, he gives the air, water, like okay, the wealth without any discrimination to everyone, whomsoever deserves. Okay, whether they chant the holy name or not chant the holy name, whether they do the devotion service or not do the devotion service, or whether they praise him or like despise him, but he is well wisher for everyone. If someone understand all these things and doing that in practical life, then they can attain the peace, happiness in their life without any delay and without any issues. This is what this sloka represents, Mataji. The similar kind of sloka we saw in second chapter, where if you are not doing the devotion service, then you will not have the steady mind. If you are not having the steady mind, you will not have the peace. If you are not having the peace, you can never be happy. So to be happy in the material world, we have to do the we have to be peaceful. For being peaceful, we have to have the steady mind. When we will have the steady mind? When we connect to Krishna and when we do the devotion service. Okay? So this loka is very, very important because everyone wants to be happy and peaceful in their life, in all of our life, correct? If you understand these three concepts, one is Krishna is the beneficiary and benefactor. Everything belongs to Krishna, and I have to please him by doing the devotion service. Okay, first we have to understand why I have to do, because Krishna is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the chief supreme lord of all living beings, all the planet. Okay, then he is Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam. He is the well wisher for all the living entities. If one understands and practice this in the devotion service, then he will attain the peace without any delay, without any question mark. Okay? Please rejoin because now the Zoom connection will end. Please rejoin. Hare Krishna. Any doubts? This is very, 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 very important sloka. So please, ask any doubt if you have. Hare Krishna. Hope everyone able to understand this.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. After we rejoin, we will try to recite one more time. Whomsoever wants to recite, start record. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Let me recite the this sloka once again. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhurdam sarvabhutanam Nyatva mam shantim gachati. Anyone wants to recite? Hare Krishna.
I can try, Prabhu.
Yeah, please, please, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
भोक्तारां यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिरच्छति.
Okay, very good, Mataji. Anyone else wants to try? Please. By reciting this sloka, okay, we don't know how much sukruti or how much mercy we get and blessings we get. Because these are the words not spoken by ordinary men, no ordinary teacher, no. It has been spoken by the Supreme Lord. So when we recite this sloka, that is in Bhagavad Mahatmya and Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmya, where if you even recite one word of this sloka, how much benefit you get, it is equal to you donate the cows. The cow is giving the milk without any interruption. It gives, you don't need to even touch. The milk is flowing from that cow. How many 60,000 cows like that? That cows are decorated with golden and diamond and ornaments. Okay, then it is wearing all the the topmost silky cloths, and its horns are decorated with stone studded jewelries. Likewise, these cows are there. That cow, all those 60,000 cows you are donating to someone, how much punya you get? Donating one cow itself not possible for us in this material world, but by reading all these slokas, by trying to attempt to recite this sloka, we get that much sukriti. So we get enormous amount of blessings and mercy deposited in our spiritual account permanently. Whatever account I have, whatever money I have in my account, after I die, I have to start from zero from my next life, correct? But whatever wealth we are going to accumulate in our devotional account, it comes along with our soul. In this there is no doubt. Okay, why? Because we can see some children are starting the devotion service at a very very young age. Someone at the 60 they start. I started at this particular age, or someone started at 40, age 40. How is it a differentiating? Because they have these children, some children are starting from the young age because they have the sukruti deposited in their account profusely, in their account. So the reason they are continuing where they left. Okay, that is a beauty of reciting this sloka. That is a beauty of doing devotion service. One time, if you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We don't know how much devotional credit been deposited in the devotional account. By using that, we can even skip around 10 to 20 janmas. That is the power of Mahamantra, because when we chant and going and visiting Lord in the temple, there is no difference. Okay, so that is the reason this yuga is called Nama Yuga. Kali Yuga is called as like a Nama Yuga, where you chant the whole holy name of the Lord. By doing that, we can achieve liberation very easily. That is the reason, even many demigods wanted to come to this material world, because the process is so simple. But after coming here, they also get contaminated, or they get attracted to material things, and they forget or as we forgetting the importance of doing the devotional service. Hare Krishna. This sloka is very, 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 very important. Please by heart this sloka. And whenever we are in distressful state, we are not in peaceful mood, please remember this sloka. The benefactor and beneficiary is Krishna. And why? Because he is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme lord for all the planets and demigods. And he is Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the friend of all the living beings. Okay. It is not only human, or not only animal section. He is the friend of everyone, even an ant, some what to say, the vegetables, and he is the exist, and he is existing in each and every atom of this universe. Correct. Surdam Sarvabhutanam Nyatva Mam Santi Migachidi. One who understands attain the peace permanently. There is without any doubt. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any feedback, anything you want to discuss, please feel free to bring that topic here. We can discuss, and we can get more understanding about it. Let me.
Prabhuji, the last line.
Yes, Mother.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you close? Yeah. Gyatva Mam Shantim Rachiti. What does it mean? It is like Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam is like a friend of everybody.
Yeah.
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, he's the lord of all the entire universe. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam is one, he's the benefactor and he's the beneficiary too. But Gyatva Mam Shantim
He is the
Rachiti
benefactor and the beneficiary of all the sacrifices, penance, austerities, whatever we do. He is the benefactor and the beneficiary of everything.
Correct.
He owns everything, and he has to get all those services. Nyatva Mam Santi Migachi means one, thus knowing, we have to know all these things, and we have to practice it. Nyatva Mam Shantim, then we will get the Shanti. Adhikachati means Richadi or Adhikachati means we achieves, we attains. Okay. So then we can attain the peace and happiness from this material pangs.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Mati. The translation goes like this: a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher. See, here it has been beneficiary of all sacrifice, and he is the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. Okay, this Srila Prabhupada returns in the purport, he wrote, it is the peace formula. This loka is a peace formula. Whenever we are in distress state, please refer this loka. 5.29 immediately has to come in our mind. Then we can be peaceful and we can be happy. Let's see this slide. So all these we have seen. Material activities. No. All these things we have seen in the last class. We have to do the meditation. Then, so all these things we have seen. This is what the Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga we have not seen last week. Okay, this were this is Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, the Hatha yoga is like a 4 and pratyahara is like a separate, then samyamaya. Okay. So this is what yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So in yama, 5 restraints, what we have to control. Okay. What we have to stop doing that. Okay. Non-hurting. We have to practice ahimsa. We have to be non-lying like a satya. Then asteya, like a, which is not stealing. Then brahmacharya, sensory control. Then up aparigraha, okay, non-possessiveness. We don't own anything. This 5 we have to stop or like a restrain in doing that. Okay, that is a yama, the rules. Then niyama means like a what we have to practice, which is purity, saucha, like a santosha, which is contentment. We have to be happy within ourselves. Then tapas, austerity, like a this is what kriya yoga. Then swadhyaya, like a, which is study. We have to study all these things. Okay, that is kriya yoga. Then ishvara, like okay, ishvara, pranidhana, like a, which is surrender. We have to surrender to the ishvara. Then asana, what is the sitting posture? Okay, we have to have like a various asanas are there. We have to have the sitting postures like a perfectly. Then pranayama, like a, we have to start control our breathing. Okay, in that also prana, apana, samana, udana, like a vyana in the 5 um, way of like a air circulation in our body. Okay, then pratyahara means okay, withdrawal of the senses. We have to withdraw the senses from all our body parts. Okay, then dharana, which is like a concentration. We have to concentrate on the supreme lord. Then dhyana, like a, which is meditation. Here only if we do all these 6 practices, then only we can be eligible to do the meditation. Okay, if we are lying or if we are stealing some this one, if we are thinking okay, I own everything, then we can never do the meditation. So the process to do the meditation is very, 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 very stringent and like a very tough. But it is possible if we practice all these things. Then we are getting into the samadhi state where we can see Krishna in face to face. We can see him. We can see the super soul within our heart. Who attains this like okay in a very, very quick manner? Can anyone tell who practices this and attains this like okay in the Srimad Bhagavatam we have seen his references. Dhruva Maharaj attains this. Okay, he could able to do the yama, niyama, asana, like a pranayama, pratyahara, dhanana, dhyana, like a samadhi, because he can see Lord inside him, like a, as a super soul. When Lord comes in front of him, he could not able to do that. Then Lord has to touch Dhruva Maharaj. After that only he is able to realize, Vishnu is like in front of me. When he wanted like the big uh, kingdom, like a better than his father. Okay, this is what this Astanga Yoga or Patanjali Yoga system. Okay, I think Neeraja Mataji would be like okay in a better position because she's the member of like a Art of Living and she's practicing that. Okay, any comments, Mataji, here?
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for that. But it would see the meditation, like we had a chat last time. Meditation actually helps us in gaining a little stability because I do Sudarshan Kriya and I'm very honest, I'm not very disciplined even in that. I try to maintain it as much as possible. And but the day I do it, it makes me feel a little lighter and it kind of removes your stress. That is for sure. That is definitely there. No matter, even if you sit for the Sudarshan Kriya in a very bad mood, by the end of it, you actually start feeling better. Even if you do for 30 minutes in a day, it actually makes you feel better. So after that, whatever prayer, otherwise, the typical, I mean, mundane life that we all have, even if I sit and try to do something, sit and do a, prolonged puja, and also my mind is always wandering everywhere else. It's not there really with the God. So it does help. The breathing exercises and meditation, they do help. And like you said, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is like with my breath now. Like I get up, I sleep, I cook, or I'm sending an email, or I'm even drinking water, because it's like you just said, for this kind of life that we have, it is very easy to carry it along with you all the day, rather than like confining my puja for 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning and then running to somewhere else to do some job. So this is one big change that has happened to me by chanting the name. I'm connected all the time.
Yeah, correct, Mataji. Very nice. Yeah, that is correct. Like, so obviously we have to do that particular thing. Um, then the peace formula, which we just realized, like we just gone through peace formula on the platform of liberation. A person in full consciousness of Krishna, who knows Krishna as a supreme controller and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material desire. So this is what the peace formula is. The highest perfection of life is only devotional service can award a peace to the human being. Explains how karma yoga can give liberation. Okay. Then question of a living entity. Then Kasi Krishna consciousness process, like it gives spiritual experience in the material world. Lord is not partial. We already saw, like he is equal to everyone. And Ashtanga Yoga is automatically practiced in Krishna consciousness. Okay. The Ashtanga Yoga is the process of gradual elevation by 8 steps. These 8 steps only preface like a perfection by devotional service. Okay, that is what the peace formula is. We have to think Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Okay, he is the benefactor and the beneficiary. Then he is a Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is a Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam. Okay, benefactor and well-wisher of all the living entities. One, he is able to understand this, they attain the peace. Okay, and this chapter summary. Okay, why Arjuna is asking again, like Nishkama Karma Yoga or the sannyasa is better. Then immediately, like a Krishna responding, both are equal, but easier is like the Nishkama Karma Yoga, because it is easier and like a quick to attain the spiritual world. Then he's saying like a how by doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga on the platform of knowledge, like we can attain the liberation. Then the three doers, like we saw, what is the soul, super soul, and the living, material nature, correct? The soul desires, and the super soul sanctions, and the living, the material nature fulfills that, like as a fulfilling agent. Okay, so then the how on the Ashtanga Yoga, how we are able to attain the liberation. Okay, that we seen. Then in the peace formula, like okay, we saw the he is the benefactor and beneficiary of all the living entities, and he is Sugurda Sarva Bhutanam, like he is the well-wisher of everyone. He is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme lord of all the living beings and planets. Then, if you understand this, like they can understand the peace formula. Hare Krishna. Like they can attain the peace. Hare Krishna. Any queries till now? If no further queries, like we are good to close today's class. Thanks all for joining and have wonderful
Hare Krishna,
weekend and the
Prabhu.
week ahead. Yeah. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu?
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.